Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of SciCast. This week, I'm going to be joined with Cornet
Hello, everyone.
from the last episode and special guest Adam, our model designer. So, Happy New Year's. This week, we're not going to be joined by the lovely gaming frame as he's got some personal issues going on at the moment and won't be able to join us. So, I'll be taking over for today. So, first thing on the agenda is a new music playlist that's going to be coming up on the channel. It's going to be what's in the background as we're speaking right now. So our lovely music person, George, he's made a mix of all the music that he's developed for our game, and it just is so amazing. Corner, you got anything you want to add about that?
Yeah, I love it. I've just listened to it, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I've already two sounds in my head for the main menu, so I think we can discuss it.
Yeah, and I think that the soundtrack really brings back the nostalgia from the game and really kind of makes me want to play the game more. I don't know, it just makes me miss it.
Well, I think it gives a cyber feeling if you listen to the music.
Yeah, it does. In the last SciCast, we talked about voxels. We talked about the new drones. We discussed quite a lot in the last one. The new drones, we've made models for them. I believe that they have been now coloured properly, which is very cool. The voxels, we haven't really thought much further on the voxels, have we, Cornet?
No.
No. Yeah, the voxels are a really, I don't know, tetchy subject, would you say?
Yeah.
I think if we decide to use them, it will become a completely different game. It may turn into like a cube game rather than a hard side dash game.
As already someone mentioned in a previous podcast, it's the name already says it, side dash. So yeah, it's
It might just turn into like block dash. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you want to change to voxels, I think you also need a new name because Psy is more like cyber, so more modern things.
Yeah, I think that if you use voxels, you're very, very limited to what you can do. Whereas if we're using texture packs that we're going to be using, it gives a whole new realm of possibilities that we can do to make the game completely different aesthetics if we want to.
Yeah.
So last week we opened up a Q&A, and we were looking through the comments of the last SciCast, and we had a suggestion here from Airbus Lover Aviation, and he said, Connor, you want to read it out?
I've an idea. Picture a long hallway with a new robot, a Garrett bombing plane. Every 2 seconds it drops a bomb whilst doing a patrol route in the hallway back and forth. Does that sound like a good bot idea to add on top of the 3 new ones? Or maybe it can he adapt it into the patrol or even player tracking drone. This looks amazing, and I can see what you're going to do with this in the future.
Okay. And we responded, personally love the idea, thanks for contributing to the game. I think a carpet bombing plane, a patrol drone, will be pretty cool. It would also add another dynamic to the game on top of the 3 new drones we're already going to do. Yeah, I really kind of like that idea. But it's been passed through the team, and Gaming Frame said that it seemed amazing, so it might be added.
Yeah, if he likes it, yeah, then it will be added to the game 100%. He's after all the main developer, so yeah, he can choose what he can what to add in the game.
Yeah, he's in charge. He's the big boss man. From Rolfinator, he states, my concern for the design is that it potentially clashes with the Psy element of the game. Not that it would stop you from playing, but it's worth considering. Which does make sense. A lot of the things that we're planning on adding could change the game a lot, but we still feel like we're going to try our best to keep the main aesthetic. I mean, especially the voxels. The voxels could
Yeah.
change so much with the game.
It completes it changes the complete game theme. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that if we're recoding the entire game, redoing the whole thing, we could change aesthetic, but then again, the hardcore fans could dissipate, and we could lose our entire fan base from it. So. Alright, just to point out that over the last 2 weeks we've obviously had Christmas, New Year's, other big holidays. So there hasn't been that much progress on the game itself, which means we're not really going to have too much to talk about, which is the main reason for us opening the Q&A on the last SciCast.
Yeah.
Apart from a little bit of modelling work, the music mix, and just a few changes here and there that aren't really too much to be mentioned in the SciCast. We haven't really got anything done in the last 2 weeks, but I think that the next couple of weeks are going to be very, very productive. So hopefully by this time in 2 weeks' time, we should have something substantial to share with you guys.
Yeah. I don't know what's on the schedule for the coming weeks, but
yeah, we'll have to ask Gaming Frame when he's back in good condition and ready to work again. What the agenda is for the next couple of weeks. All joking aside, though, we do wish Gaming Frame the best. Hopefully he's feeling a bit better next week, and he can join us for the 3rd edition of the SciCast.
And you can always call us Gaming Frame. We are here for you.
Yes, the whole community is here just for you. So if you need anything, let us know. And I'm sure you're listening to this now, so get well soon, I guess. Okay, guys, now joining us we have our modeler Adam. Adam, say hi.
Hello.
So Adam's been working tirelessly over the last couple of weeks. He's basically does all the modeling. Well, literally does all the modeling, don't you?
Yeah.
So he's our special guest this week, and he's here to talk about some gun models and to talk about the new painted drone models that we spoke about last week. So Adam, take it away.
Alright, yeah, so as you heard Ryan say, doing all the models, so it's pretty fun. I made 3 guns, the shotgun, the assault rifle, and the pistol. If you don't know about guns, pistol is a small one, handheld. The shotgun, big, round. Doing pretty bad at describing. That was pretty bad descriptions.
Yeah. What are the guns going to be used for? How's that?
Well, pretty much for like an offensive kind of standpoint. Like old side ash, you had the little soul that shot laser. So they'll pretty much be in the same way.
And how will you pick between these guns? Will they be on the store? Will you just have them as default and switch between them for different levels?
I actually don't know.
Right, and these are going to be used by the
Probably
players, not
development.
duct taped onto drones. Talking about drones then, last episode we talked about the 3 new player drones, and in the comments someone talked about a carpet bombing plane sort of drone. You got any ideas about that? Do you think it's a good idea?
That does sound interesting. I don't exactly know how that would work. What's a carpet bomb drone?
Carpet bombing plane is when the plane flies over and just drops a bunch of bombs, and if that happened in like a hallway in the game, it would definitely be difficult to get past.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting. I think I could definitely something maybe add it. to existing.
I'm
Make-
not sure if it's just me, but you're cutting out like at the end of every word.
Yeah.
So yeah, the new drones that we spoke about last week that you modeled, did you manage to get around to painting them or doing anything with them?
Yeah, they're all painted.
Oh, nice. Well, we're seeing them on the screen now then.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think before spending time to making voxels, I think it's a good idea to discuss it with the whole team, because I think if you're going to add voxels, you need also to change the name of the game, because it's now Psy Dash, and it's like Psy is more cyber, and voxels doesn't make it cyber anymore. So I think it's a good idea to discuss it first with the team.
Yeah, I think that's why the whole staff team's kind of split down the middle. Half of us think, well, if you do voxels, it's easier to make levels, bang them out quicker. It's just easier in general to just do things, and it's not like you have to have any proper expertise to learn how to use voxels. It's just like Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
But if you're using our models, it makes it stand out. You have more like freedom in what you can do. You can keep to that side theme rather than becoming block dash. Which is a
And
very
I was actually
yeah.
I was thinking about this,
You can't again.
about how maybe I could make this system more level designer friendly, like making building blocks. So a bit like voxel, maybe even easier. If I could just make walls, floors, and then like different types of them, and then the level design team could maybe just put it together.
That sounds like a very good idea, and maybe we can open that to the public, have people create their own little challenges, and have a community section tab on the front page, and have
think
people
that would
upload their
definitely
stuff to the Steam Workshop, and then you can download it and play other people's levels.
Yeah, that would add a total new dynamic.
And that would be really good. And I think if we did a level creator where you had the preset thing, it would make development a whole lot quicker. We can get to the story mode, we can get to the multiplayer, we can just go further and further and further without spending so much time on making levels, but spending more time on developing the code, making it more of adding more features to the game rather than just spending ages making new levels.
I could kind of have the community do our work for us.
Yes, we can. But again, there would have to be some sort of moderation of which ones will be featured in the game and which ones you'd have to download separately. You know?
I think definitely we could maybe maybe a base thing, polls on which should be play.
Yes. Okay. So since the last side dash, we didn't really get too many Q&A answers. But if you want to leave some questions for us to answer in the next side dash, put it in the comment section down below. Leave it. Come join our Discord. We're pretty active on there. Say anything in general chat. We'll respond to any questions. We'll answer as fast as we can.
About
then. Well, thanks to our special guest Adam, the modeler.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we are now joined by Vanes, who's a creative design staff member from the team. Vanes, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello there. I do a bunch of drawings for Sidash, and I give people in Sidash a lot of ideas that are not always good, but can sometimes be very useful ideas.
Weren't you the one who came up with the robot?
Which robot? You mean the spider robot? Yes.
Yeah, the robot.
It is my idea.
Yeah, and you're the one who did the drawings for that as well. That was a good idea.
Drawings. Also, the idea of making Sidash a more of a simple story, because something that people don't actually know is that I made up a whole a whole backstory, a well thought of backstory with a bunch of characters. But then there's us wanting Psydash to be a bit more of a simple game.
Or do you want to run us through your story idea? Is there maybe a story mode coming to the game in the future?
I mean, I'm not sure because I don't think that Thomas liked them. And I don't think that these ideas will become canon, especially now when we're gonna have a new character model. Because if we go by the old character model, then the old character model has robotic body parts. But Thomas said that now we're not gonna have a cyborg, just a basic person.
So what are your thoughts on voxels?
I think that voxels are a good thing, and I feel like making voxel models will be way more easier than making Blender models. Also, I'm not completely sure if I myself can recreate it, but I feel like even with voxels, we can still somehow keep the same side dash feeling like we had before. I don't think that voxels are that different of a thing. Like, I don't think that it will change the game as much. But that is my personal opinion, and people could think something completely different.
So you're pro voxels?
I am like, I don't care. If we go for voxels, I can make models. If we don't go for voxels, I am still fine with it, as long as you're fine with it.
Well, the whole staff seems kind of 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, that's
But
Yeah.
I think you're the first pro voxels person that we've had on the sidecast. So
What did you say?
I think you're the first pro voxels person we've had on the sidecast. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, but I understand why we should do voxels, but at the same time, it could deadly change the aesthetic. Adam, in our last interview, came up with a really good idea where he would make individuals like set pieces, so walls, floors, chairs, and make a level designer so you can just put these individual items in and it will be almost as quick as just using voxels. Do you think that's a good
I
idea?
know.
It's kind of like a middle ground.
I'm not completely sure. Like when we talk about again voxel models and basic Blender models, is the same thing as pixelated art and basic art, or more like animation, because I've done both of them. And when it comes to pixels, which pixels are basically like voxels are pretty much pixels but 3D, is that when it comes to pixels, you can make the thing over and over the same because you have the right amount of voxels, you have the right amount of just pixels and stuff. But when it comes to actual 3D modeling, it's easy to get something off by a pixel or two because exactly there are so many pixels in those detailed models to the point where you might even like mess up just one pixel and nobody will notice, but then it could make like trouble, or it could just look weird, or maybe you don't know how to fix it. It's like one pixel, but when you move it a little bit, it's completely different.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add to the sidecast?
Maybe there could be a multiplayer mode, but like there would be just multiple people helping each other with like puzzles and something.
Like escape room, something like that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Personally, I kind of like the story mode as idea as kind of like a tutorial. So it tells you how to play the game and the different missions while also telling you a kind of backstory, but not focusing on the story, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that the multiplayer would be a really, really good idea. Kind of like, so you could have different zones and each person has to complete a little puzzle for you to move on to the next zone, and you kind of rely on each other to get through the puzzle. Kind of like Human Fall Flat, if you know what that is. I think that a puzzle sort of multiplayer level would be quite cool.
So we all want a multiplayer now, don't we?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
I
that
guess.
was already a plan.
Yeah, Thomas will edit later. So yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Link-
uh,
Linking back to the level designer, if we open up to the public and let people upload their own levels on the Steam Workshop, do you think that would be a good idea?
I think yes.
Well, it depends. We would have to go through because there would be levels that basically there are many games where you can make levels, but then there's levels that are really bad levels. Levels that are either impossible or levels that are difficult or levels that just don't have anything in them. They're just very simple levels that are not well made. So
I think if we were to open it up for the Steam Workshop to be linked, for them to put a level on the workshop, we should make it sure that they have to be able to complete it before it becomes uploaded, because impossible levels
that's
are
one
annoying.
thing. Yeah, that is indeed one thing. which sometimes doesn't solve the problems in these. But again, it would not be something official. It's just something for the people that want it, but not anything official. And if we want to, then it should be very highly monitored.
Okay. And I think that is about it. So thanks for joining us today, Baines. It's been nice talking to you, getting your ideas.
Thank you for letting me be here.
It's alright. We thought that while Gaming Frame wasn't going to be in the side dash, we thought we'd let other people just join in and say whatever they want, to be honest. Okay, guys, for the last section of the sidecast, we're going to be joined here by a player. And do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Hey, I'm the Fed February. I'm a long time player of the game, if you could say that.
Okay, well, in the last sidecast, we talked about a few controversial subjects, like switching the game from custom packs to voxels. Did you think anything of changing to voxels, or do you think it won't change the game too much?
Not too much. I mean, it doesn't have to. Completely depends how you make it in the end.
Yeah. So what do you think if we made a multiplayer version where you could go with your friends and work your way through a puzzle level?
Probably be pretty cool. Could definitely help the community a bit. Yeah.
In the comments of the last sidecast, there was an idea for a carpet bombing plane that goes up and down the hallway, dropping bombs on you. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think it's a little bit overpowered or something?
Tough question.
Well, you're a hardcore fan, so we wasn't sure if you were very I don't know, sensitive to things changing. I feel like in most games, if you removed a big part of the game, it would ruin it. Any thoughts?
Not really. No.
Cornet, have you got any questions for our lovely fat?
If you can change something in the game that's already in the game, what will it be?
Well, that's even harder.
Oh.
Death.
You can have time to think. There's no rush.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well then, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Well then, thanks for joining us on the sidecast.
Yeah.
Alright. See you later.
Okay. Goodbye.
Alright guys, and that's about going to wrap it up for episode 2 of the SciCast. Next week hopefully we'll have Gaming Frame back with us and we'll be slightly more organised because most of this was very last minute because Gaming Frame only told us about his current situation a few days ago. So we wish him all the best of luck, we wish everyone the best of luck, happy New Year's, and we'll see you in 2 weeks time.
Stay
See ya.
safe.
Stay safe.